Welcome to this video on grouping. Download the exercise workbook to follow along in your own copy of Tableau. Have you ever tried to do an analysis with data that's less than perfect? What if we have both the postal abbreviation FL and the full state name Florida, but we want our analysis to consider them as the same thing? Or we may not care about the smallest office supply subcategories individually. Grouping lets us create a new field based on a combination of members. Let's say our data contains both FL and Florida. We know that these are the same thing, so we want to combine the records for FL and Florida into a group. It's as easy as control-clicking on the headers for both FL and Florida, Option-click on a Mac, and in the tooltip, click the paperclip icon to group. The automatic name is a concatenation, but we can right-click and edit the alias to just say Florida. Or we can group those smaller office supplies, but this time we'll do it from the data window. We right-click on the field we want to group within, subcategory, and select Create Group. Now we can choose the members we want to group: envelopes, fasteners, labels, paper, and supplies. We'll click Group. We can rename this Small Office Supplies. If we notice we left out a member, we can select it and add it to the group using this dropdown. There's even a powerful Find option to help us search for fields with lots of values. Once we click OK, the new field shows up in the data window with a paperclip icon and the word Group tacked to the end of it. This field is ready to use. If we ever realize that we need to modify the group, we can right-click on that grouped field and select Edit Group to get back to the editing dialog. If we right-click on the pill here on the rows shelf, we see an option Include Other. This is also available in the original dialog box. Selecting this creates a group of any of the non-grouped members. This can help emphasize our original group, but we'll undo that. Once we have a grouped version of a field, we can use it instead of the original. Note that we do still have that original field unchanged. The grouped one is an addition. For example, let's say we want our small items version of subcategory to appear in the hierarchy. It's as simple as dragging that field into the hierarchy list, dragging out the original, and there we go. That grouping will stay with us as we drill through the hierarchy. What if we don't actually want to combine values into a new mark? We just want to call them out somehow. We can create a visual group. This is done by selecting the marks directly instead of the headers, and then clicking the paperclip icon. This can be handy in views like scatter plots. Here, the marks that are selected are grouped and assigned a color, with everything else becoming other. If the marks selected to be grouped span multiple dimensions, we can group by all or a particular dimension. Say, ship mode. Here we've grouped all the other marks in the view that share those values for ship mode. If we don't want this grouping across dimensions and just want the marks we selected, simply select all dimensions when grouping. A note on groups and sets. These are concepts we're all familiar with, but in Tableau they have specific, though similar meanings. Groups in Tableau can be thought of as metadata definitions. Sets in Tableau are a combination of data, almost like filter results. Groups cannot be combined to create new groups. Sets can be combined to create new sets. Groups cannot be used in calculated fields. Sets can be used in calculated fields. As a rule, sets are more powerful than groups, but groups do have many uses. Thank you for watching this video on grouping in Tableau. We invite you to continue with the on-demand training videos to learn more about using Tableau Desktop.